Hi students, I hope all of you are well. And now today is going to start the next session that is on free radicals and antioxidants of nutritional biochemistry and exercise for health module. You had done before with me what is body composition, what assessment you are going to in this module, and the macronutrients such as the calcium, iron, and vitamins. That vitamins will be true after this lecture. So let's go start this topic. What actually the free radicals are. Today, actually, we are going to study with me are the free radicals and antioxidants. So before starting, what the what what the concept is coming from this word free radicals and antioxidants. It means there is something that are the radicals that are living as a free and oxygens that are somewhat opposite to them. Let's study. What actually the term antioxidants are? Antioxidants are actually the species, or we can say the atoms, that have the capability to interact with the other atoms. They cannot survive single alone. So how we can define them? That any species capable of independent existence that contains one or more unpaired electrons in an atomic orbital. So what it means by that there is an atom, and you know this is the basic chemistry that you already have studied in your school. The atoms have some orbits, and in these surrounding orbits, some electrons are there that are present in the form of the pair, and they take the round around the orbit around the atom nucleus. And I'll give you an example like the sun. Around the sun, Earth and other planets round the sun around their orbit. Like the same, in an atom, electrons keep in round in an orbit around the nucleus. And all these electrons are present in the form of a pair as a couple, not alone. If an atom that contains unpaired electrons, either one or more, are called as reactive oxygen species, or we can say what oxidative free radical, or as an oxidative stress. And this is the proper definition of oxidative stress, free radical, and the reactive oxygen species. So now what are the examples in our daily life of which our body internally are also exposed from these free radicals, either internally or externally, that are superoxides, hydroxyl and nitric oxide. All they carry the negative ion above them. What they have the one or more free electrons in their orbit in their atom. That's why they are called as the free radicals and reactive oxygen species. And what happens? Sometimes they happen that they denote their free radical in the compound. In our body, what happens during the energy production or normal processes in the body, we are exposed to further some external stresses, somewhat internal stresses as well, like X-rays, UV radiation, smoke, pollution, or the junk tide. So what happens around in our environment and internally, they transform our healthy cells into the free radicals. And this picture is showing you the example. These are our healthy cells that they form in the form of the pairs binding with the other healthy cells, but when exposed to environmental pollution or any radiation, in result, they split into two, cleaved into two, and form as the free radicals. But what happened? These free radicals are highly unstable and short-lived. Why? Because they need one more electron to be stable. That's why they are very and highly reactive. And this procedure is called as the chain reaction. How? Because one cell, see, in result, the normal cells have become into free radicals. Now they require more electrons to become stable. So what they happen, in result, these unstable atoms, they want one more electron they take from the another healthy cell to become stable. Then what happened? This stable normal cell become unstable. Now it wants one more electron to become stable. So it will take one more electron from another healthy cell. In this way, it is affecting other normal healthy cells and causing the damage to the normal healthy cells. And this reaction is called as a chain reaction. And in this result, free radicals lead to the oxidative stress, which what happened, it fastens, it quickens the aging process of our body and increase the risk of certain diseases. But how and what this oxidative stress is called? This is the example. See, oxidative stress is actually the phenomena that causes by the imbalance between the production and accumulation of reactive oxygen species in our body. Because there is always wear and tear and some external internal exposure from the free radicals in our body. So cells are continuously exposing from them, but our immune system, our scavenging system, becomes more weak or unbalanced to fight with them, to neutralize them. So this is called as the oxidative stress. So our body can't be able to detoxify all this. So this is called as the oxidative stress. See now in this picture, this is the normal cell, and these are the free radicals that not in coming from the normal process in our body, but from the external as well. And maybe it become more accelerated because we are taking more junk food, unhealthy lifestyle, more exposure towards by the toxins. So that this results into the oxidative stress. And there is no any new neutralizing mechanism then in our body, because it is secreting, our body is producing in the normal amount, but we exceed the bad habits, increase the bad toxins exposures. So and by this, our body after this cannot neutralize this. It have its limitations. Example is that we have the limitation of the work. For example, we are running, but we have limited speed. We cannot run very fast like a Superman, like a Batman, or like a speed of the light. So we have the limit. In this way, our body have the limit to neutralize these bad toxins. After then, our body cannot stop it. Then this oxidative stress will further become worse and worse from one cell to another cell as a chain reaction. Now, next is coming the oxidative stress chain. What happened in this cell? What these free radicals do to our body? It damages various parts of our body, various organelles of body, particularly the lipids, which line our normal cells. So lipids actually lining our normal every cell of the body. This is, see in this picture, here the cell is surrounding by a layer, and this layer is actually made up of the lipids. So this exposure of, for example, sun rays, high UV lights, they are also damaging the lipid content, so damaging the normal cells. The other example of damaging the proteins are the amino acids, like the enzymes, so affecting the functions of our body. For example, enzymes are functioning to produce any function part of our body, like proteins or the muscles, or for taking part in digestion. But when the enzymes are effective, so that particular function will stop. Then the nucleic acid, another example of nucleic acid is the DNA. So in our DNA, we have genes, genetic material that contains the information of our body fate, our health, age, aging, all these things. When they damage, so the particular gene will be affected. That particular person may then can be affected with any genetic disease, digestion problem, or with cancer or increased aging. So these are the reasons. Here I'm giving you the more elaboration of this point, that in result of the lipid damage, what happened? Membrane damage. This is called as the lipid oxidation. Protein damage also occurs by these free radicals. In result, what happened? Enzymes deactivate to work or work super fast in improper way. That is not normal. Then DNA damage then may result to any genetic or hereditary problem, like or any body function problem like cancer or fast aging. Now, the sources of the oxidative stress, there are different sources from which we are getting oxidative stress. The exposure from the free radicals, such as when we see endogenously. Endogenous meaning inside our body. Inside our body, we are producing some reactive species, free radicals as well. But in our body, we have mechanism, but in limited amount. If they exceed from the normal, then our body cannot neutralize them. So how endogenously we are exposed to these free radicals, such as the superoxides. Then when the superoxide form inside our mitochondria, when mitochondria is functioning to produce the energy of our body, and that's why it is also called as the powerhouse of the cell. So while in this electron transport chain reaction, when producing the energy, it also releases some free radicals that are damaging to the normal cell. In during the process, there is another enzyme is also functioning, such as xanthine oxidase. It also releases superoxide as a free radical. There are other enzymes as well that acts as free radicals or reactive oxygen species, particularly during reperfusion of ischemic tissue. What is meant by this? Reperfusion means that in our body, our diet, our habits not good. So in result, what happened? There is a blockage of our blood vessel occurs. And I give you the example of a pipe through which you are giving water to the plants, and you are living in a very hot area where is no rain. The source of watering plant is that only pipe. But in this pipe, there is a pebble or a stone come inside and stuck it. What happened in result? The water will go back. Either it will affect the hopefully, it will, of course, affect the then motor or the tap from where the water is coming because of the back pressure, or will rupture that pipe. And second, what happened? Plants will not get water. So in result, what happened then? Plants will die. They are not getting water. So now think about that. We have a blood vessel. If that blood vessel stop due to these oxidative damage, like the lipid layer, because we are taking a lot of cholesterol lipid in our diet and our bad habits, of sedentary lifestyle, like this. So in this cell, this lipid layer blocks our blood vessel, and after some external forces or the treatment or by the exercise, it come into the normal or a little bit narrowing of the artery got some way to open to get the blood to the targeted organ or the part of the body. In this cell, some oxidative stress, some oxidative enzymes will release. So in this way, enzymes also can act as the oxidative stress or the free radicals or free radical species. Another example, the source of free radicals in our body, reactive oxygen species, are the inflammatory sites. In our body, when there is any inflammation or the injury, our immunity have some special cells like the soldier that have a lot of equipments when they are targeting to a killer or an enemy. Maybe any public or a normal person can be affected by this during a war. So in this is an example. In the same way, in our immunity, we have some specialized cells like a soldier called as the phagocytes. When they are killing any bacteria or any germs that are affecting to our body, so during killing, they also release other enzymes which all can also damage our normal body cells. In this way, they are releasing some reactive oxygen species. Here, this picture is showing some examples, the sources of endogenous and exogenous sources of oxidative stress, in which you have covered the endogenous one, like through the metabolism by mitochondria, superoxides are releasing. Okay, through the phagocytes. See this example, phagocytes during inflammation, reactive oxygens are releasing that are damaging our normal cells like the DNA. But there are also some exogenous sources as well, like smoking, air pollution, X-rays, UV lights, sunlight. So they are highly reactive oxygen species as a free radicals. And some examples are cigarette smoke, either the person is smoking or affecting the others by this smoke as well. surrounding people are also getting by affecting by this gas release of the smoke, and they are very reactive and carcinogenic that may result into the lung cancer especially. Then some drugs, drug metabolism. Most of the drugs, of course, also result in the formation of the free radicals inside the body when they are metabolizing, when our body absorbing that medical drug or the medicine like the paracetamol. Then radiations like the X-rays and UV light. And this is the reason while taking the X-ray, have you observed that the medical staff also wear the protective sheets to protect themselves as well, because they have then the daily professional exposure to these radiations, free radicals. Then the pollution. Pollution is also affecting our ozone, damaging more. So more exposure to the pollution also results as a free radical damage. Yeah, which means oxidative stress. Then our diet, lipid peroxidases, it also results in the oxidative damage in our body. But these can be, yes, prevented. How? We will discuss it. Yeah, now other more examples are coming, like the fried items. They produce inside our body after and while digestion, lot of free radicals. Tobacco smoke, pollutant, air pollution, some toxic metals like the mercury we cannot touch, it is highly toxic, and some drugs, medications, industrial chemicals released in air. So whole body oxygen consumption during exercise may increase 10 to 15 volts. If we are working a lot or exercising a lot 10 to 15 times more than the normal, so it means that for our this performance we need more oxygen, we respire more. In result, there may be some production of free radicals as well, more than the normal in our body, because oxygen is also the basic asset of our life as well. But in results, some free radicals are also produced. Now here is a further explanation of this, the conditions associated with associated damage. So by the oxidative damage, what happened in result, the cancer can be happened, some cardiovascular diseases like atherosclerosis, high blood pressure, eye diseases like the cataract, and immune problems that may affect our immunity. And in this figure, we are showing you the example of the atherosclerosis, like the pipe that I gave you the example of a water pipe. See what happened, that the layer of the lipid, X amount of lipid we are producing and we are taking outside of the body. Both together, what happened, this extra amount then stuck it in our blood vessel wall, and then day by day increasing and occluding the lumen of the blood vessel, and in result blood cannot easily flow to the targeted organ. And then because of the oxygen deficiency, the affected part can die or can produce more oxidative stress there. And still, if maybe reperfused a little bit by any mechanism, the enzyme will produce some amount of oxidative stress. And in this way, atherosclerosis heart problems can occur. Other associations with oxidative damage are cancer, hypoxia, respiratory problems, some neurological problems like Parkinson's, stroke. Aging will be more quicker and more worse, and muscle damage during exercise. Here, this tomato is the example. When it is exposed to the sun, what happened? It becomes rotten, then more rotten and shrink. In the same way, our normal cell, how daily exposing to the free radicals, and at one day, what happened if it exposed a lot of oxidative stress which can't be controlled, that will may result to the effect of that organ where the cell is the part of that organ is, such as our brain, our eyes, or any organ that may lead towards cancer. But thank God we have scavengers like Avengers. So they have the power like the soldiers. They fight for us to protect from these free radicals, and these are called as the antioxidants. How we can define them? That any substance that when present at low concentration compared to those of an oxidizable substrate significantly delays or inhibits oxidation that substrate. but they amount, okay, less amount antioxidized. But what actually these are, how we can say what these antioxidants are? They are very, very smart. That's why they are soldiers and scavengers. They have lot of electrons in their orbit. Yes, this means they are rich, they have lot of electrons, and that's why they are soldiers. They are happy to give to free radicals their electrons. Please take from us, but do not disturb, do not damage others like a robbers. What they happen to meet their requirements, they do the rapid door by door to many houses, to many people. So how? So they are affecting many families, many people. In the same way, free radicals are also damaging the normal cells. But these scavengers called as the free radicals, they are now escaping them. How? By how they are protecting the normal cells? By giving their own electron to these free radicals. That's why you usually heard that green tea, vitamin C are very effective as the powerful antioxidants. This is the reason. So what these are antioxidants are found within the cells and body fluids that neutralize the free radicals by landing by giving their electrons, so stabilizing these free radicals. In result, antioxidant result is relatively unreactive. Here is the other example I'm giving to you of the antioxidants, how they are giving their electron to the free radicals to get them stable. See, it will clear your concept more, how antioxidant is giving them and protecting the healthy cell in this way, rescuing them. There are the sources from where we can get our antioxidants. Number one, that it is produced endogenously inside our body. Other is exogenous, that we also take from outside our body through our diet or some supplements. In our body, endogenous are also, we can divide into the two. These sources are the enzymatic and non-enzymatic. And in the form of the enzymes, what are the antioxidants our body is producing as enzymes? Like superoxide dismutase enzyme, glutathione peroxidase enzymes, and catalase enzymes, either directly or indirectly. For example, in the liver, our body releases the glutathione enzyme that is associated with vitamin B2 to neutralize what the reactive oxygen species are producing during the metabolism and absorption of the nutrients of our body. But there are also other antioxidants in our body, but they are not enzymes, such as transferrin and albumin. Do you remember the last lecture? So these are also the proteins that carry the nutrients after the absorption from our body, like especially the iron. So because it is also highly reactive and can also act as an free radical or reactive oxygen species. In this way, they are acting as antioxidant. Then bilirubin, uric acid produced in our body, and flavonoids. Flavonoids, particularly, we are taking from the external sources, from the plant origin, like green leaf vegetables. Then vitamin A, C, and E. So they are also antioxidants. And example of these external sources are like the tomatoes, lemon. Lemon contains vitamin C. Its chemical name is ascorbic acid. Carrot, that also contains vitamin A, called that also contains the flavonoids. It is also antioxidants. Vitamin A chemical name is retinoids, retinol A, retinol. So these are the examples. Other examples are the pepper, green tea, turmeric. They are very powerful antioxidants. Some antioxidants are exogenous sources as well that we already have discussed, like vitamin A, C, and in the form of the fruits and vegetables, green tea. In the other forms are also available to protect our skin from the UV radiation because it also causes oxidative damage, like the suntan creams, anti-aging vitamin E cream. These are also the antioxidants by external mode. Then there are some antioxidants drink as well, some clinical applications like some drugs, For the good sleep or for the good people, you will take melatonin, but it is harmful. It has significant risks that associated with the hormone, disturbance. So do not overtake or misuse it. So large doses may cause some toxic effects. Here are some questions that for you find their answers and put in the comments and discuss about it. Thank you. Today I'm completing the session. I hope you will understand what are the antioxidants, what are the free radicals, and free radicals are also called as a reactive oxygen species that carry unpaired electron, either one or more, and that's why they are highly unstable and very reactive. To get stable, they want one more electron. In this way, they are also damaging our normal cells of our body. And what are the scavengers? And result of a body also produces some amount, limited amount of antioxidants as well. And these are available in the form of the enzymes and proteins as well, and non-enzymes as well, like albumin proteins, and in enzyme form like the glutathione, suppose dismutase enzyme, and the external sources are also available where we take as an antioxidants like vitamin A, C, E, and flavonoids. Vitamin is also called as the retinol, C as ascorbic acid. So I hope you will understand today's topic. If any query, you can email me or ask me during my lecture by raising your hand. Thank you to listen.